If you've had to be working from home because of COVID, because of the pandemic, you can claim tax relief and get some extra cash into your pocket. In this short video, I'm going to talk to you about how the tax relief works. Secondly, I'm going to talk to you about how you can check if you're eligible to actually make the claim. And thirdly, we're going to conclude with how you actually make the claim, how you apply for that extra money, and how much it's actually going to be worth to you. Hi folks, my name is Mahmood. I'm an accountant who's been in business for over 26 years, helping businesses from solopreneurs to larger companies make money, save tax, save time, improve what goes on between the ears, navigating that world of numbers. If you get some value from this video, love it if you give that thumbs up. Help me to help others by keeping in touch with the world of numbers. Now let's crack on with the video. Now first of all, what is this tax relief? Now let's just roll back a little bit. And because of COVID, millions of people have had to be working at home because of government restrictions, because of government guidelines. And what happens is that you will incur additional costs in that household. So even if it's like extra cups of tea that you're drinking during the day, electricity bills go up. If you've had to have that heating on for a little bit longer because you're working at home, there's additional costs in running your household. Now you are allowed by HMRC to claim tax relief here. And what that means is your employer can either give you extra cash worth £312 a year to you, tax-free, nothing taken off that, or if you're not getting that money from your employer, you can actually make a claim yourself. Now the key thing is, to be eligible for this claim, it doesn't apply to the self-employed. They get a separate tax relief. You've got to be an employee. You've got to be working at home because your employer says so. So if it's a natural choice, you just prefer that obvious of working at home, that doesn't apply. You've got to be working at home and you've got to be carrying out your work duties at home. It could be in a different form, a different mechanism, different way, but you've got to be an employee who's got to be working at home because you're being told to do so, not your natural choice. You can check, by the way, there is a link I will share with you in the notes at the end and a link at the end of the video to show you how you can check if you're eligible or not. The second thing is, how does the tax relief actually work? Now, as I said, the tax relief works, and here's the good thing. Even if only for one day you've been working at home, you can claim for the entire year, and that's since 6th of April 2020. Now, if you have been working at home for at least one day in that year, and it's been because of COVID, then your employer can either give you in your pay packet an extra £312 for the entire year. That's pretty good going, isn't it? No tax taken off, no national insurance. Now, if your employer doesn't give you that extra £312, then you can claim tax relief on that yourself and get some cash. Now, the good thing is you can go back up to 4 years, by the way, 2 years because of the COVID, but you can claim 4 years back. Now that £312, by the way, is the magic number if you do not want to produce any evidence, any additional bills to prove that. If you feel working at home has actually cost you more than £312, then you're allowed to make a separate claim. But for most employees, for up to 3 million of them in 2021, the £6 a week, the £312 a year allowance is the simplest thing to do without the ball break of finding information, finding evidence and finding invoices and proving those additional costs that you've incurred. Now, lastly, how do you actually go about getting your hands on that money? How do you go about making that claim? And how do you go about getting that cash into your bank account? Now, there are two things to consider. If you are not within what's called the self-assessment regime, if you're not within that tax regime, then you can make a simple online claim. You go in there, you make that claim, and remember, you can go back to make that £6 a week for working at home up to 4 years. What will happen? It will chug through the system, it will take your claim. It takes about 10 minutes to process, to actually go through that machinations, to go through that process. It's a secure online portal, and bingo, eventually, for the 2021 tax years as before, money will end up being paid to you from HMRC. Now, if you're claiming in the year 21-22, and that runs between the 6th of April 2021 to the 5th of April 2022, then your tax code will be changed and you'll see that the HMRC slice is going to be less. So you'll save more tax, you'll have more take-home pay, and that's how HMRC will give that to you. Now, a word of caution. If you've not had any connection with the tax system before, if you're making that claim via the secure online portal from HMRC, absolutely critical, you must get yourself what's called a government gateway ID. Typically, the process will take anything from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. It can be protracted. I'll share a link with you at the end. So make sure you've got a government gateway ID, apply online, and before you know it, you'll have some extra money that goes into your bank account, courtesy of HMRC. Folks, I hope you found this really useful. Again, I'd love it if you could share, show me some love, subscribe to the I Hate Numbers YouTube channel. And apart from that, folks, have a brilliant week, make those claims, and I'll see you on the other side next week.